Okay, so in this video we will see next 5 questions, that is from question number 41 to 45 for the Google Professional Data Engineer exam. So let's look. Question number 41 is like the case study for the MG Telco. So let's directly jump to the like CFO statement. So what CFO said that MG Telco needs you to create a schema in a Google Big Table. Okay, so we need to create a schema in a Google Big Table that will allow you for the historical analysis of for the last 2 years of records. Okay, each record that comes is in sent every 15 minutes. Okay, and contains a unique ID for the device and a data record. The most common query is for all the data for a given device for a given day. Which schema should you use? Okay, so basically like we are storing the data into the big table. So into the big table, like the data will store in the form of a key and the value pair. So like one is the row key and the other is the column data, right? So in the big table data is like stored in this form. So now we need to like design a schema. So how, like we have given the 4 schema, like which schema like we will use. So they told that okay, the most common query which generally they use is like they want to find the data. Okay, they want to find the data, find for a given device for a given day. So the device and a day should be our key and the data should be our value. So out of these 5 columns, if you see the row key, device and a day, or you can say the date. From the date we can easily calculate the day, and in the data we have the data point, right? If you go to the so option A looks definitely okay. If you look at the option number B, in option number B we have only date column. So if we want to find the data on the basis of a device ID, so we don't have any like row key as a device ID, and in this we have a device ID but we don't have any date. In this we have a data point itself, so which is totally wrong. In this we have a date and a data point, so which is also wrong. So option A is correct. So if we reveal the answer, so as per it, like they said option number D doesn't look the correct answer, but like if you go to the like community tab, like most of the people say option number A is the correct answer. Okay, now look at the question number 42. Okay, the company has recently grown rapidly and now ingesting data at a significantly higher rate than it was previous. Okay, you manage the daily batch MapReduce analytics job in Apache Hadoop. Okay, however the recent increase in data has meant the batch jobs are falling behind. You were asked to recommend ways the development team could increase the responsiveness of the analytics without increasing cost. Okay, so they told that there is a one company and that is a very rapidly growing company, and they are like running some jobs, they are running some like batch MapReduce jobs using the Apache Hadoop, right? But now the data is growing very rapidly, and because of that, like the batch jobs, because they are running the batch MapReduce, so the batch jobs are falling behind. Okay, so falling behind means like they are not running in a like appropriate time. So you were asked to recommend, so we need to recommend the development teams how they can like improve the responsiveness of the job so that they should run within a time limit. And also like we need to recommend like a way so that the responsiveness is increased but the cost should not increase. So how like what recommend what option we will recommend? So we have 4 options. First option is rewrite the job in the pig. So we like the first option says that okay, do one thing, like right now the jobs are written in some MapReduce, right, and jobs in the Apache Hadoop. So rewrite like recommend to the development team that they should recommend the jobs in the pig. But this option doesn't look correct. Why? Because if they rewrite the jobs in the pig, so So pig itself like rerun like at the back end they execute the map reduce jobs, and like the jobs are still executing on the Apache Hadoop cluster. So rewritten the jobs in the pig will not increase the responsiveness. So option A is wrong. Secondly, rewrite the job in the Apache Spark. Sorry. So they told that rewrite the job in the Apache Spark. So this looks like okay to me, because like right now the jobs in the Apache Hadoop, now we are recommending that the job like they should rewrite the job in the Apache Spark, and we know like in the Apache Spark like job runs faster than the Apache Hadoop, and in the question we need to like recommend the way so that their job run within a time, but the cost should not be increased. So rewrite the job in the Apache Spark also will not increase the much cost, but looks at the other option, increase the size of the Hadoop cluster. If we increase, okay, they told that let's suppose we have the 2 Hadoop cluster, and we will increase the size of the Hadoop cluster. So increase the size of the Hadoop cluster, okay, it will increase the responsiveness, but it will increase the cost as well. And also let's suppose if in the future the data will grow more and more, so we need to add more and more clusters, so it is not a permanent solution. So option C we will not recommend. Second thing is that decrease the size of the Hadoop cluster, and also rewrite the job in the Hive. First thing is that decrease the existing size, so we should not decrease the existing size, and also told that rewrite the jobs in the Hive. So Hive is basically used to fetch the data, to read and write the data. So this is also not recommended. So only one option looks good out of the 4, that is to rewrite the job in the Apache Spark, because once we rewrite the job in the Apache Spark, we don't need to add the cluster again and again, even if the data will increase in the future as well. So option B looks okay to me, but they told that option A doesn't looks good to me. Option B looks good to me. If we go to the community tab, most of the people say option B, option B is correct, option B is correct, answer should be option B, right? So option B is correct. Okay, now let's look at the question number 43. Okay, so in the question number 43 it told that you work for a large fast food restaurant chain over 4 lakh employees. You store employee information in a Google BigQuery. Okay, so they told that we are working for a fast food restaurant, and which has around 4 lakh employees, and we are storing the data of 4 lakh employees in the Google BigQuery in a table, and the table name is a user table, and the table has the 2 column, that is the first name column and the last name column, right? Only we have the 2 columns in the table, and the table is stored in the Google BigQuery. Now what we'll do is we are building an application. So a member of an IT is building an application that asks you to modify the schema and data in the BigQuery so that the application can query a full name. So one thing is that okay, one of the IT guy is building an application which will basically display the full name of the customer, and he suggested us to can you modify the BigQuery schema so that I can fetch the full name rather than the first name and the last name individually. I can fetch the full name. That is the concatenation with the space. So how would you make the data available with a minimizing cost? So first thing is that okay, do one thing, create a view in the BigQuery that concatenates a full name and the last name field value and produce the full name. So for first option says that do one thing, create a view, and under the view write a one query which return the full name by concatenating the first name and the last name. This will work, but in the question itself we ask you to modify the schema. So but in this case we are not modifying the schema, so this will not work. This will work, but this is not as per our requirement. Second option is add a new column called full name to the user table. So they told that okay, we need to modify the schema, and we are modifying the schema by adding the one more column, that is the full name, and run an update command by taking the first name and the last name and run the update on the and add the data into the full name. So this will perfectly work, okay, and this will satisfying our requirement, that is we are modifying the schema, and also it will not increase the cost. because we are like doing the DML operation, that is the data manipulation operation, and the DML operation will not like took any cost in the BigQuery. Third option is create a Google Cloud data flow job that queries BigQuery for the entire table, concatenates the first name, last name, and like store the into the new BigQuery. So this is very like again this approach will work, but this is not recommended. They told that do one thing, create a data flow job, then write like read the first name and the last name and pass to the cloud data flow jobs this value, and then append the like first name, last name and full name, create 3 new columns, and then now like write to the new table in the BigQuery. So why we have to like do all this? If we have to create a new table with all these 3 columns, we can directly do that. Like just create a new table with all the, why we need to create a data flow jobs and all these things, right? So option C is wrong. Fourth option is that use a BigQuery to export the data to the CSV file. Option D is also wrong, because they told that first do one thing, export the data into the CSV file, then pass that CSV file into the data proc job, then fetch the first name and the last name, and then create a full name, and then load the data into new CSV file, and then load that CSV file into the BigQuery. Unnecessary, there is a complex operation. So option B definitely looks okay, so we will go with the option number B. If we reveal the solution, they told that option C doesn't look good to me, option B looks good. If you go to the discussion tab, so most of the people say option B, so correct option B, right? So option B is correct. Option B. Most people say like few people say like C, but C should not be the answer, it should be the option number B. C is unnecessary, like a headache. And in the option A also work, but in option A like first thing is that like unnecessary, like the cost will be increased, because in option number A, like we will, whenever we display the first name like at the in the application, we have to execute the view, and within the view every time the concatenation operation will be performed. So unnecessary the cost will be increased. But if we store the data by modifying the schema and create just one column, that is the full name, and the data will be stored, so we just fetch the data, we will not like do any other operation like concatenation or any other operation. So option B definitely looks good to me. Now look at the question number 44. So in the question number 44, they are saying that you are deploying a new storage system, okay, for your mobile application, which is a media streaming service. You decided the best fit for the Google Cloud Data Store. So they told that we are deploying a new storage system, and for the storage system we are using the Google Cloud Data Store, okay. You have entities with multiple properties, okay, some of which you can take multiple values. So we have the multiple properties and we have the multiple values, like the movie property, actor property, tags property, date release property. The typical query like would ask for the movie. So like they told that okay, we have one query. So the query what will tell, we need to find all the movies with actor is equal to actor name and ordered by the date released, or we need all the movies with tag is equal to comedy and order by the date released. So how should you create the indexes? How should you avoid a combination explosion in the number of indexes? So we have given like 4 options. So first thing is that let's try to eliminate the option. So here it is mentioned that we need the actor name, order by date released. So just reread that it is a date released, and we have the category. So let's try to eliminate. So if we go to the option number B, in option number B we don't have any date released, we have the date published. So we will like reject the option number B. Similarly in the option number D we have the date published, so we will like reject the option number D. Now we have the option number A and the option number C. So option number A and option number C, like we are just create a like index, and kind is movie, and property is your name and name, and two property, that is a date list, and other is a tags and a date list. So this looks definitely okay, because if we want all the movies with the actor name is equal to actor, whatever the actor will provide, and order by the date list, so we can get all the movies. Or if we want by the tag names and the date list, we can get that movie as well. So option A looks good to me. Okay, even if you go to the official documentation, so this is the cloud data store, and our store system is cloud data store. So in the cloud data store, it is mentioned we can use a composite index, composite index, multiple property values per index entry, composite index support complex queries. So here we have to run the complex query, right? So complex query means actor or date list or movie or all movies with the tag and the date list. So we are using the complex query. So complex query will can be easily suited with the composite indexes. So we have the these are the composite indexes. So we are differentiate the property, so one kind of property and the second kind of property. So okay, let's look at the last question number 45. You work for a manufacturing, sorry, 1 minute. So for the previous question, let's reveal the answer. So they told that the option number A, and as per us it's option number A, and most of the people say option number A. So question number 45. You work for a manufacturing plant, okay, that batches application log file together into a single log file once a day at 2 a.m. Okay, so they told that we are working for a manufacturing plant and that generates so many log files, but what it will do is it will combine all the log files and generate a single log file only once a day at 2 a.m. So only at 2 a.m. we get the single log file. So you have written a Google Cloud Data Flow job that process the log file. So we have a one Cloud Data Flow job that will process the log file. So because we have now one single file generated which is at 2 a.m. Now we need to pass that log file through the Cloud Data Flow job to process it. You need to make sure that a log file is processed once per day. So how we will achieve that? So because we need to run data flow job only once in a day. How we will do that? So that first option is change the processing job to use. They told that the change the processing to use Google Cloud Data Pro instead. So this is wrong. Whether we will use Google Cloud Data Flow or Data Pro, it doesn't matter, right? Because our purpose is we need to design a solution in this way that the file will process once a day. So whether we use Data Flow or Data Pro, if we use Data Pro, it doesn't mean that we are processing only once a day. So this option is wrong. Now we have three options left. Manually start the Cloud Data Flow job each morning when you get into the office. So they told that okay, do one thing. We are the log file is generating at 2 a.m. So whenever any person come into the morning, just manually trigger the Cloud Data Flow job at that time. So manually, whenever we have to perform any operation manually, we will definitely reject it. And they have not mentioned the time. They told that okay, each morning when you get into the office. So let's suppose we come into the office at 1 a.m. So shall we trigger the pipeline at 1 a.m.? No, because at 1 a.m. if we trigger, it will we don't have even a log file. So which file it will process? So option number B is wrong. Second thing is that create a cron job with Google App Engine cron service to run a Cloud Data Flow job. So they told that okay, do one thing, because we know that the single log file will be generated at 2 a.m. So we know the time. We need to now schedule a job in such a way that so that it will trigger a Cloud Data Flow pipeline after 2 a.m. maybe at 2, 5 or 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. anytime, but after 2 a.m. So what we will do, we can create a cron job. So cron job is basically a utility which we using that utility we can schedule the job in our Linux system. So we can create a cron job, and that cron service will run the Cloud Data Flow. So that looks perfectly okay. Fourth option is that configure the Cloud Data Flow job as a streaming job so that it processes the log data immediately. So this is wrong. So they told that we need to configure the cloud job as a streaming job. No, we need this is not the streaming data. All the batches file application come together first and they create a single file, and we need to process only a single file through the data flow job. So this is not the streaming data. So option D is wrong. So we have only one option, and that is the create a cron job. So as per them, like option C, and most of the people say option number C. So yes, like we have covered the 5 question.